Hello, I'm here with Mr. Fred George to interview him on investing, as he himself is an investor. Welcome.
Thank you very much.
Okay, so to start off, what age were you when you first invested in something?
Well, my first investments were an inheritance. I didn't buy them. My great uncle Otto had one of the original seats on the Wall Street exchange, and when he passed away, I inherited two different stocks from him.
Oh, that's cool.
That's what got me interested. One was United States Steel, and one was Maytag Corporation.
Okay, so for our next question, what company did you first invest in?
With my own money, well, early on, I didn't have a lot of money to invest. So once I started my career with Campbell Soup Company, they offered a employee contribution plan where they added a contribution to whatever you invested up to 6% of your salary. So I maxed out my investment because I got a corporate match. And for any of your young investors as they're looking for employment, one of the things they might want to look for is a company that does that kind of thing.
Okay, cool. So they basically, because you were working for them, they gave you part of the company, or you.
They gave me
came out
shares of
first.
stock commensurate with the amount of stock that I bought in the company.
Okay.
The other reason that Campbell's is a good investment is it's always paid a good dividend.
Yeah.
Currently, it's at about 2.7%, which is a lot better than you get in the banks
Yeah.
and in CDs.
So that kind of answers the next question. Why did you invest in Campbell Soup?
Well, number one, they were my employer,
Yeah.
and I thought if I worked hard to make the company better and provide a better return to the investors, I might as well be one of those investors.
Yeah. Okay, so you answered this earlier. What got you into investing?
When I inherited that stock, and the other thing, my grandfather on the George side of the family, when the Depression came, he was working for I believe it was Allegheny Ludlam. He was an accountant by trade, and he and my grandmother lived in a small apartment. Grandma didn't even get a winter coat. He walked to work, and he took every penny that he could when the market was down and put it into the market. When everything recovered, he eventually became a wealthy person.
Yeah, that's a smart time to invest when everything's cheap.
When it's
Then you
down,
can-
people run from the market. When it's down, you should run at the market.
Yeah. Okay, so what type of things do you invest in now?
Well, I've got a number of things. I'm a little more risk averse than I was when I first started out. When I first started out, I was probably 70% aggressive, 30% risk adverse. And now that I'm retired and living on my pension and the return from my investments, I'm much more conservative. I've got a balloon life insurance policy as a trust for you guys that you'll get someday. I've got 3 different annuities that I've invested in that guarantee me at least a 6% return. We haven't had to take anything out of those yet. And then I've got 7 or 8 stocks that I play myself, and they're businesses that I'm interested in,
Yeah.
and I have personal investment in.
Okay, so you kind of, I guess, maybe answer them. For what reasons do you invest in those things?
Number one, today I invest in mostly blue chips because they're not as volatile. I made money and lost money during the tech craze, so I'm a little hesitant to jump into tech stocks. But utilities and blue chips because they provide a good dividend and they're not as volatile. Campbell Soup Company, by the way, is a good investment for me as about 20% of my portfolio because it is counter to the market. When the market takes a dump, people take their money out and put it in conservative stocks like Campbell Soup.
Yeah.
And typically, we are inverse to the market. We go up when the market goes down.
Okay, so do you enjoy investing?
Love it. On that computer in there in my office, now that I'm retired, I have an office at my home, and I'm in there 4 or 5 hours a day, checking things, looking at things, reading various information on the market. If you have early success, your interest peaks, and as long as you can maintain your strategy and it works for you, it's a fun thing to do.
Yeah. Do you invest regularly now, or do you just invest every now and then?
I don't jump around and move things around a lot anymore. I did that early on. I was running for those 10%ers, trying to build that portfolio. And once I got it built to a fairly substantial portfolio, I don't flip things very often now.
Yeah. Okay. So, what is the best investment you have ever made?
Well, as I said before, investing in the company that I worked for, because I had an opportunity to make that investment grow.
Yeah. Okay.
And I got matching funds from the company.
So for our last question, what do you suggest that kids do now if they're interested in investing?
Start early. You know, even if you have a paper route, you can start putting $10 a week, $10 a month, whatever, into a savings account. And once you get enough that you can get into some stocks that pay a good dividend and leave it alone. Compounding is a wonderful thing. If you invest over time, that investment, as long as they're good, stable stocks in good companies that stand behind their investors, over the long haul, you're gonna do quite well.
Okay. So thank you for answering my questions today.
Thank you for inviting me. I appreciate the time with you.
Okay.
All right.